So we are looking and prototyping an internet-connected medication dispenser. And what's interesting about that is there are actually a number of competitors out there with apps, without apps, but only about 4 or 5 with actual hardware components, and none to my knowledge that actually have a robust API and services platform for developers to develop on.
I've been focusing on the creation of a script for a face-to-face interview. This is very important because I think you can get a lot more valuable information by asking people face-to-face as opposed to a online survey, for example. The way to go is, of course, asking open-ended questions. But how can you draw a solid conclusion if the answers can be completely random? To solve this question, I've added next to each question a list of fields which can easily be filled in by the interviewer. So next to the random information, which can be anything, we also have some standardized metrics for statistic purposes. Some questions are about the problem, to see if the problem is in fact real and it's not only in our head and the problem is as we expected it to be. Then I've got some questions about the possible solution and the willingness of the customers and the users to actually use it. And then we have a question about the estimation of the price range the customers are willing to pay. To end with, I've added a question to check if we are really solving the correct problem, or maybe there's an even bigger problem our users are encountering. And if the person is willing, we collect their age group and personal information for future research, or for example, early adoption purposes.
People really don't even know that these products exist, that there are things that can actually help people be medication adherent. The market size, at least in the United States where I focused, is huge. In most estimations and popular estimations, and research tells us that the total addressable market of the US alone for medication adherence is around $290 billion. $290 billion, that's billion with a B. Now we have a served available market, which we're going to which is a little bit more narrow market, of people who take at least one medication a day. That's about 222 million people in the United States. It's about 70% of the population. Our target market are around 111 million people in the US who take more than one medication today. A lot of the products that we looked at that are trying to address medication adherence only address one medication at the time. And so about 50%, actually a little over 50% of the US population takes more than one medication per day. But their needs aren't being met. And the market value of this solving this problem is $163 billion. 163 with a B. That's a significant amount of money. And so I think with the feedback that we've got from customers saying that they don't know that this sort of product exists, but they are interested in it and interested in adhering to their medication schedule, and the fact that the market is so big and there are only probably 3 or 4 different players means that I think we can take this idea into part 2 of the course and be fairly successful.